rainy morning has turned into an absolutely beautiful afternoon. Unfortunately, I'm having one of those days where I don't have a lot of energy, but I've got a lot of stuff I've got to get done in the next 2 days, and part of it involves this. Technically, this is an asphalt rake, but it is 3 feet wide, which is the width of my beds. So I am going to use it to start leveling out some of these beds so I can get compost on it. We're going to see if being active for a little bit bumps up my energy levels at all. Usually it does. So let me get started raking these out and we'll see how I do. Well, finally, something worked better than I'd expected it to. That took maybe 10 minutes. Easy peasy. It helps that this doesn't have to be perfectly level or anything, because this is not going to be the planting bed. This is just the base for the compost. So I can have it be a little still raggedy and uneven, and the compost should straighten some of that out. And hopefully eventually the compost will work its way down into this and help make this actually more arable soil as well. So I got the lettuce bed, the 2 asparagus beds done, the 2 pea beds are done, and the spinach bed is done. I'm not in any hurry to get it done, but I think just to make everything look tidy, I'm gonna rake out the winter squash bed, and I can't remember what's supposed to go in that other bed. Tomatoes, maybe? It's either tomatoes or peppers. Again, so I'm not in any hurry on it. Those aren't gonna go in until late May, early June even, just to avoid the risk of any surprise frosts. Now, we don't have any frosts in the forecast for at least the next 2 weeks. So fingers crossed we're done for the year. But it will do what it's going to do. Now the one bed that I still haven't gotten a handle on, let me show you. This bed right here needs soil from the center section, which I haven't started digging out yet. So I'm going to leave those tapes in place. And I left the tapes on the end of this asparagus bed just so that I would have that marker while I dig out the center. And that one there I can level off. But those two I haven't turned the soil into yet. And I don't really want to turn that side until I get the mulch put down. Although the second asparagus bed, I am going to put compost on just because I need to get the asparagus in, like, the sooner the better. Gotta listen to your body. And my body has said, why aren't we laying on the couch? But I can at least do one load of compost and see how much of the bed that fills. I'm gonna guess it's gonna take 2 for each of the asparagus beds. What do you think? All right. Let me get the mower out. Thank goodness for the mower, because I certainly wouldn't even attempt this if I had to be hauling that wagon around all by myself. So I was just about right. That's one load. Well, maybe it's a little less than half, but it looks pretty good. However, I am not doing well at all. I don't know why I've got the shake something off. So when I was hiking, we had a saying that you've got to listen to your body. And my body is saying, lay the hell down. So I am going to go and lay the hell down. And hopefully it is supposed to rain some tomorrow, but I think it's mostly in the morning. So we'll hope that it does something similar to what it did today. And I'll be able to get, so what, that's going to be 3, maybe 4 loads. It's not hard to do because it digs really easily. It's easy to put in the wagon and get up here. So I just need to have the energy to do it. And if I push myself tonight, I will be feeling worse tomorrow. So I'm just gonna do what I'm supposed to do. I may go and try and mow the front yard. But if not, I'm gonna go in and crash on the couch and see what the evening brings. Good morning. We're going to try this again. Supposedly we're not supposed to get any rain today, but those clouds don't look promising. Of course, that looks beautiful, so who knows. I did try and do some mowing last night, and my brand new mower that I haven't even tried to cut grass yet says it's overloading, and I don't know why. So I'm going to get a couple of loads of compost moved, and then it looks like I'm going to be spending a chunk of the day on the phone with the manufacturers trying to figure out what's going on with this. But one thing at a time, I'm going to focus on compost. To stop back at the shed for the asphalt rake, and I realized something that had kind of been on my periphery, but I hadn't really been paying attention. Every time I've come out to the shed, some bird has gone flying out in a flurry as I've come out, and I just found why. I had noticed the grass in the basket and thought somebody had tried to make a nest in there but gave up on it. But no, they just moved up top. So no eggs in there yet, but I'll leave her alone and we'll see if she decides that the heavy traffic in there with me going in and out every day is going to be worth the trouble of laying the eggs in there. But that would be kind of sweet to have a little nest of baby sparrows in my shed. Just like that, all my plans for getting this knocked out quickly have gone up in smoke. I was backing up to try and back the wagon into place, and I managed to wrench the hell out of the connector to the wagon, and it won't bend. It's cracking here. I don't think I can straighten that out. I'm not set up with the right tools for it. So I'm going to be back to moving by hand. I can't even, this handle is very cool. It pivots around so that the handle is up top, but with that all bent out of shape, I can't even do that. So I'll have to pull it the hard way, which aggravates me no end. It's my own stupidity. I'm not good at backing. I don't have the spatial relations to figure out which way something is going to go. And I thought I had it, and I didn't. So that's all we're going to get done this morning, and that's fine. I'm pretty sure I can go on the Gorilla Cart website and order a whole new handle setup, but obviously I won't have that for at least a week, and I'll be off farm next week. So I guess I'll just be doing fewer loads and lighter load, or more loads and lighter weight, and getting less done today than I'd wanted to. So it gets done what gets done, and that's all we can do. All right, let me get this down to the compost pile and get my day started. So I just got off the phone with Ego, and the news is grim. We checked everything. I thought it might be, I hadn't replaced the blades when I put the bagger on, and I was thinking, well, maybe the blades were too long and they were getting interfered with by the bagger attachment. She said, no, it's not that. And we checked the blades to make sure they were spinning freely and that there wasn't anything jammed up underneath, and there wasn't. Everything seemed to be moving the way it was supposed to. So she says that the problem is that the blade motor is no good, and they'll have to replace it. Well, the problem is I don't have any way to take it anywhere to get it replaced. I don't have a pickup truck. I don't even have a tow hitch and a trailer. So I have no way to get this anywhere. So she's got to find somebody who can repair it, who will come and get it or fix it on site, one of the two. I mean, it's brand new. It's under warranty. Her first thought was just return it and get a new one. But again, I can't return it. And the way it came was such a pain in the butt to try and get set up. And I don't want to have to go through that again, especially since it's brand new. It should be working. So she is looking to find somebody for me right now. And in the meantime, I can still use it as a tractor, but no mow May has definitely become a thing. All right. This is not my favorite day. Beyond the issues with the mower and the wagon being out of commission, my new phone isn't working the way I want or need it to. So I'm going to have to take it back. And I've started finding wasps in the house. So now I've had to schedule an exterminator to come in while my mother is visiting, which is really not how I wanted to spend that time. So I am changing plans a bit. I got the one asparagus bed done, or as done as it's going to be. I will build on the compost over time, but for now, perfection is the enemy of the done. So it is done, and I will be content with that. But I want to do something a little more joyful. So I'm going to go plant some stuff. Like so many things, came with the property and obviously hasn't had a lot of care, but it was easy enough to get the grass and the weeds out, and the soil is pretty good. This is obviously, or was at one point, bagged soil, so I just kind of churned that up, got as many of the roots out as I could. It feels like there might be sticks and wood in the bottom just to kind of fill in the space so they didn't have to use as much soil. So I'm just gonna even this out, top it up with the compost, maybe turn that in a little bit, and get some plants in here. So these are a couple of things that I picked up at the farm stand in Oneonta that I just fell in love with. And some of them I hadn't intended to put in here. Some of them I did, but because I don't have time or resources to put the front garden beds in, I think I'm going to put these perennials in here for now, and if I need to, I can move them later. So what I have, these are a trailing verbena. I love the purple in that, and I've got two of those. And I've got, I don't generally like petunias, but I just adored the color on those. So I got a couple of petunias, which are in desperate need of watering, but they're going to get rained on tonight. So I've got these absolutely gorgeous calla lilies. So those will be some really nice spring color. So I think I'll put that in the middle. And then I got two of these columbine. And these are the things I'm most likely to move, just because I would rather have them in the front garden than up here, but I would rather have them in dirt at all. So I'm gonna move this over here. One here, one here, I'll move the calla lily here, and the last thing I have, this is an annual, this is a celosia, and this will get tall and fuzzy and purple. That was the intention, was this was going to be kind of a purple and dark bed, just to be dramatic. But so that should at least brighten that up. And I can pull a weed whacker out and just get around this, and I think that'll brighten this corner up until I can at least get the flower beds in. Today that I should get in the ground as quickly as possible is a package from Stark Brothers. And what I have in here are more grapes. These are the Tomcord grapes. So these are a purple seedless grape. And they shouldn't be too hard to plant, although I am running out of time on my lunch break and I have to run all over the county after work. So we'll see if I can get them squeezed in today. I'd really like to, because then I don't even have to worry about them. But let's open it up and take a look. So these are also going to be bare rootstock, like the trees I got from the Soil and Water District. And if they're small enough, if they're as small as the ones that I got from Soil and Water, then they should go in the ground pretty easily. Oh yeah. Oh, look at them. Yep. So again, they're just tiny. So this one will need a bigger hole than these two, but they should all go into the ground pretty easily. So I'm gonna put these in water for a couple of hours while I work, and then we'll grab a shovel and get them in the ground. Even if I don't get them mulched today, it's supposed to rain most of the day tomorrow, so they'll get watered in good, and then I can go around and compost and mulch them on Saturday. So, all right. Just putting your hands in the dirt does wonders for your mood. I feel so much better. I'm still not happy, but I feel so much better about things. All right, let me get these inside. right. And again, just putting stuff in the ground makes me feel so much better. So I've got the 2 green grapes over here, and those will be on a trellis system on their own. And then I've got the 3 purple grapes here that'll be on a trellis system. But the trellis system, the intention is that it's going to keep going down past that last little apple tree that you can barely see because it's a pathetic stick. So I'm looking to get probably 4 or 5 more grapes. I don't know if I'll do them this year or if I'll add them in subsequent years. But this is going to be a great start. Again, I'm not going to get anything off these this year, which is fine. But next year, they should be tall enough to be able to attach to the trellis really well. And then the year after that, I should start getting grapes. Oh, the thing I've been putting off, I'm going to keep putting off because I should have gone to check the bees and I'm scared of them. So I'm going to leave them alone until Saturday. They shouldn't starve. There's plenty of flowers. In fact, I don't know if you can see, and I may have pointed this out already. I can't always remember. All those flowering trees down there, those are all those dead apple trees. So not so dead. All right, I gotta go wash my dirty hands because there's nothing so good as having dirt under your nails, and run a million errands tonight because my mother comes tomorrow and I cannot wait for her to get here and start showing her all of this. So I hope you have a lovely evening, and I hope you'll come back and see what we get up to next. Take care, everybody.